This is not just a streamer, and in the next few minutes I'm going to show you why. I've spent the last few days with the RS451 in my system, testing it with different sources, comparing it to my reference DAC, and really exploring what it can do. Before we start, I want to say hello to Kevin from the United States. Kevin commented on one of my videos and asked how my name is pronounced in Portuguese. So Kevin, here it is. My name is João Viçoso. And by the way, I've actually been to the United States, so I know how you struggle to say my name. Now let's take a closer look at the RS451. It's worth mentioning something about the people behind Hi-Fi Rose. One of the key people behind the brand is clearly an audio enthusiast, and that really shows in the product. The RS451 doesn't feel like a purely commercial device. It feels like something designed by someone who really cares about music. First impressions are very positive, build quality feels excellent, and of course the design is very typical Hi-Fi Rose. Clean, modern and dominated by this large touchscreen, which is a big part of the overall experience. It offers different display modes, including view meters and clock designs. There are several options to choose from, and you can tailor the look of the unit to your personal taste. There is one mode in particular that I really like. It's inspired by the design of their flagship amplifier, the RA180, and I have to say, it looks fantastic. It's one of those features that doesn't change the sound, but definitely enhances the experience. Another feature I really like is HDMI eARC connection. You can connect the RS451 directly to your television using a single HDMI cable, and when you turn the TV on, the Rose powers up automatically. When you turn it off, it shuts down as well. With HDMI eARC, the digital audio from your TV goes straight into the RS451 through the same cable. So whether you're watching a movie or a TV show, the Rose handles the sound in your Hi-Fi system. It's a very clean and practical solution. Another very interesting feature is the HDMI video output. The RS451 can send track information, album artwork, and artist details to your television. This is actually very useful if you're sitting a few meters away from your TV, and it's not something you find in many streamers. Another thing is that the RS451 can also play video files. You can use RoseTube to watch YouTube videos, or connect a USB drive or hard drive and play video files directly on your TV. So in practice, this is not just a streamer, it's also a media player. There are many settings available and I won't go through all of them here, but one feature worth highlighting is the fixed pre-out level. This allows you to match the output level with other sources. So when you switch between inputs, you avoid sudden changes in volume. It can also help you match the input sensitivity of your preamplifier or integrated amplifier, depending on the system gain. Just keep in mind that the output is fixed based on the voltage level you select. So when you activate it, you lose volume control from the device. Because of that, you need to be careful with how you use it. It's not meant to be connected directly to a power amplifier, as it will play at a fixed output level. If you want to use the RS451 as a USB DAC, you will need to install the dedicated driver. You can download it directly from the Hi-Fi Rose website. It installs quickly and easily, and once it's done, you simply connect the RS451 via USB. Select it as your audio output and you're ready to go. Now let's talk about the control experience. If you're going to use the RS451, the app you should install is Rose Connect One. It's the newer version built from scratch to improve on previous app. In my experience, it's clearly the one to go for. The interface is cleaner, more modern, and overall easier to use. Navigation it's not always the most intuitive, but it's very capable and definitely an improvement over the previous version. There's also a small but important detail. In the older app, you couldn't see which track was playing when browsing a playlist. Now you can, thanks to a small animated indicator, which makes navigation much easier. And the biggest improvement by far is connectivity. The app detects the streamer instantly on the network and requires no additional setup. In my experience, it's been stable, fast and reliable. The RS451 also comes with a remote control and it works well for basic functions, but in day-to-day use, you'll probably find yourself using the app most of the time. Now let's talk about sound. I used my own streamer to do a quick A/B comparison. Using the input selector on my Copland preamplifier, I was able to switch between the two sources and compare them very easily. Compared to my streamer, the presentation feels smoother and more laid back. It offers a good level of detail, but always well integrated into the music. Its strength clearly lies in the mid-range. The bass is controlled, the treble is smooth, and it presents a well-defined soundstage with a good sense of depth. It doesn't try to push the music forward or impress you. As a transport, the RS451 performs at a very high level. The digital outputs are excellent. It also allows digital pass-through, so you can feed a digital signal into the RS451 and send it out to an external DAC. That's a very useful feature, especially for direct comparisons. When comparing the internal DAC to my reference DAC, the difference follows the same pattern. The RS451 remains more laid back, more relaxed, and more refined. It presents the music in a more relaxed and effortless way. This is not a sound that tries to impress you. Instead, it wins you over with refinement, balance, and musicality. It's the kind of sound that reveals itself over time. Now let's talk about the headphone output, because this is something Hi-Fi Rose clearly took very seriously. Inside the RS451 there are actually two DAC chips, one for the pre-out section and another one for the headphone amplification stage. For this test, I used the Palma DHS1 headphones connected to the 1/4-inch jack on the front panel. When you switch to any headphone output, the pre-out is automatically disabled. Only one analog output is active at a time. So you can use either the pre-out or one of the headphone outputs, but not both at the same time. To compare it properly, I use the RS451 as a digital source, feeding my benchmark DAC and its headphone amplifier stage. This made it very easy to do a direct comparison using the exact same signal. And once again, the same character is present, refined, slightly laid back, very controlled. In terms of power, I never felt any limitation. And overall, the headphone output is excellent. But more importantly, it reflects the same philosophy you find throughout the RS451. And that consistency is really what defines this device. So, what is the RS451? It's not just a streamer. It's a DAC, a media player, a control center, and a very refined digital source. A true modern hub for a hi-fi system. Streaming is everywhere. We're living in the age of digital music. And devices like this are redefining what a modern hi-fi source can be. I really enjoyed my time with the Hi-Fi Rose RS451. And that's what really matters. Take care, enjoy the music, and I'll see you in the next one.